In today's gaming news, Devil May Cry comes to PC this January, Planetside 2 gets a major update, Mass Effect 4 is in the works, and Raptor reveals the most played games of 2012. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is Thursday, December the 13th, and my name is Force, here with today's gaming news. First up today, Devil May Cry will be coming to the PC this January. Capcom has announced that the PC version of Devil May Cry will be available on January 25th, 10 days after the game is released on consoles. The port is being handled by Clock, a Polish studio that specializes in QA and porting duties for big publishers. The game is said to run at 60 FPS or higher and supports use of 2 graphics cards. Capcom also released the minimum and recommended system requirements, along with confirmation that the game features full mouse and keyboard and controller support. I'm happy to hear that the PC version of Devil May Cry will be coming out shortly after the console release. I hate waiting a long time for PC ports, and I'm happy to see that they're pretty on the ball with this one. And the good news is that with this announcement, I'm likely to be covering Devil May Cry here on the channel, at which point it'll turn from Devil May Cry to Devil Will Cry. Next up in news, Planetside 2 has gotten a major update this week, providing some balance changes and adjustments to the game. Yesterday, Planetside 2 received a major update geared towards game balance and bug fixes. New weaponry was added to all 3 empires, including a new light machine gun and assault rifle. Vehicles and aircraft weaponry saw a few changes, providing pilots with increased combat effectiveness, and players are now able to make multiple characters on the same server. Planetside 2 is still free to play for anyone who's interested. Moving on, I've got some exciting news for any fans of Mass Effect. It looks like the next game is currently in the works and has a tentative release window. Speaking with Gamer Syndrome, Mass Effect 3 producer Mike Gamble said that the next Mass Effect game will likely be coming between late 2014 and mid-2015. The game began full development a little over a month ago and is being handled by BioWare Montreal, the studio responsible for Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. No specifics on the game are available as it's still in its infancy, but we are expecting to hear more in 2013. It comes as no surprise that they're working on another Mass Effect game, as I think by now the franchise has pretty much solidified itself as a mainstay. I am interested to hear that they plan to release this with the next console generation. In a window of 2014 to 2015, it is of my opinion that we're going to have a new set of consoles before that point. So this will be coming out with the Xbox 720 and the PlayStation 4, or whatever they decide to call it. What I will be interested to see is what direction they decide to take Mass Effect given the finality of the last game. Are they going to try to go with a prequel to the first 3 games, or are they going to pick up after the events of Mass Effect 3? Or I suppose potentially they could go with a parallel story. Again, I'll be interested to see what decision they end up making. And last up in news today, Raptor has released their list of the most played games in 2012. The most played new game of 2012 goes to Borderlands 2, which saw 200% more total playtime in its first month of release compared with its closest competitor, Diablo 3. The most played new IP went to Dragon's Dogma, beating out Terra and Dishonored, and the most played Xbox Live arcade game goes to Minecraft. Raptor's most played game awards take into account the average individual playtime, session length, and total playtime. Pretty much every game on that list I expected to be at or near the top, and I'm not that surprised that Borderlands 2 was announced the most played game in 2012. To be honest, I think it's probably the game that I played the most. I am interested to hear how much more Borderlands 2 was played than Diablo 3. I didn't think it was going to be 200% more playtime within the first month after release. That seems a little ridiculous, but I guess if you take into account the number of people who probably played Diablo 3 through 1 or 2 difficulties and then stopped, and how much more content you got in a game like Borderlands 2, I suppose it makes sense. What I'd like to know from you guys today is what is your most played game of 2012 and how many hours do you think you logged? When it comes to Borderlands 2, I think I was close to 100 hours, and with a long game like that, that seems about reasonable. Let me know what was your most played game in 2012 in the comment section below. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, this has been Force, and you've just been force-fed. In other news today, BioWare has posted a listing that they're looking for someone who knows how to write a good ending to a story. What do they need that for?